Assalamualaikum, my name is Karunisa binti Ramli. My nama matric is 03DPW19F1005. Today I will present about intro and objective for the title which the title is Study of the Effect of Natural Disaster on Economic Activity in Yan Kedah. Natural disaster are disasters that occur due to natural phenomena when natural phenomena such as tornadoes, tropical storm, earthquakes, fires and flood exceed limits considered normal and cause disaster that affect human being well. The natural disasters that occurred in the Yan area were landslides and earthquakes. Next, thus the impact of natural disaster on the economy is difficult to assess and may even be impossible to assess by currency measures. Next, I will present the objective. First, identity economy reduce effect by natural disaster through this application in the study area. Second, identify barriers in regenerating economic resources in the study area. And the last is identity suitable purpose or alternative to increase economic resources in the study area.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Nufara binti Wan Muhammad Ghazali. Nama matric 03TPW19F1007. This slide shows about the background of the topic that we selected. First, economic activities is an important element that contributes to the process of urbanizations. Economic diversification can provide employment opportunities so that the unemployment rate in Malaysia is reduced. Second, if economic activities are affected, then various effects can be seen and also affect the development of a country. Third, according to many studies established, affected economic activities have occurred in Yan due to natural disaster factors such as landslides and floods. The last one is concentrated mixture of rock and mud, cause driver erosion has washed away trees, houses and cars in Yan, thus blocking bridges and river flow, causing flooding along its route. The second slide will explain about study instrument. Instruments means the tools used to conduct a study as well as the analysis of the study in the study. The instrument used only relies on secondary data and systems. There is an instrument used which is ArcGIS. Secondary data such as losses from natural disasters. Next, the data will be entered into the ArcGIS application to perform work processes such as extracting spatial data and also the attributes needed to meet the needs and objective of the study conducted.
Next, I will present the sample. The analysis of the study is the data that has been analyzed as a result of feedback from agency and respondent to a questionnaire. Sample size calculation based on random sampling approach was done before the study was implemented. Through the SRS method, the greater the differentiation between the strata, the greater the degree of accuracy. This is about each stratum consist of this word knowledge experience about the disaster in their village. And the last, It is expected that they will be able to provide better input, opinions, ideas and views related to the aspect studies. And the next is table of 90 respondents were target to be count by calculation the sample size by SRS. The largest number of respondents.
Good morning, my name is Tan Queenie, metric number F1020. I'm the next presenter. I will present about the gender in Mukim. Based on the result of the analysis of questionnaire, we found that there are 42 and 46.70% were female and there's 48 with 53.30% were in male. The majority nation in Mukim are Malay, while the minority nation are the others like Siamese. There are Malay who are Muslim, which is 83.30%. Second, 8.9% of respondents are Chinese who are in Christian and Buddhist. Third, 4.40% are Hindus. And lastly, the remaining of 3.3% from other race, namely the Sami race. Next, I will talking about the marriage status in Mukim. We found that 31.1% are single, while there are 51.1% are get married, and there are 8.9% with consist single mother and 8.9% also single father.
The third slide shows a pie chart of the respondents' residence. This pie chart shows 90 respondents with an equation of 100% living in the Mukim. Meanwhile, none of the respondents live outside Mukim.
Next, this slide shows a bar chart related to the age category of the respondent.
The majority of respondents were in the age group of 36 to 45 years old, which is 24.04%. The age categories of 26 to 35 years and 46 to 55 years share a rate of 21.10% respectively. Only 19.90% of the study respondents were aged 19 to 25 years old. And the last one, a small number, 14.04% were respondents aged 56 years and above.
Next, this slide shows a bar chart related to the field of employment before and after the disaster.
There was a decline in farmer employment at a large rate, 5% after the disaster. After the flood disaster, this indicates that some areas of the crops and livestock were affected by the floods, and increased at a large rate for the unemployed population. The unemployed respondents were mostly farmers because agriculture areas were destroyed and they had to stop planting. And the last one is as for employment. As a housewife, it recorded an increase of.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Adillah binti Bahrudin. My metric number is F1001. I want to talk about the effect of the flood disaster. Not effect is first 2.2%, resetting for 7 respondents. People affect is for 7.8%, rejecting for 3 respondents. The village affected by the flood is Kampung Perigi, Kampung Setul and Kampung Bukit Tumbuh. Second, we have citizenship. We have two types of citizenship, which is citizen and not a citizen. Citizen, we have 19% with 100%, and not a citizen, we have 0 with 0%. Third is about education status. We have 6 types of education. First, we have informal education, 19.7%. Second, primary school, 14.4%. Third is secondary school, 19.7%. Fourth is certificate is 1.1%. Fifth is diploma, 8.9%. And last we have degree, 1.1%.
Next, I will present from the effects. The analysis of the impact of flood disaster on the population is to the identity the number of people affected by the disaster. From the result of questionnaire, 47%, it is 43 respondents were affected, while 52% respondents were not affected by the flood disaster. The effect respondents are from Kampung Perigi, Kampung Setul and Kampung Bukit Tumbuh. The 3 villages are prone to flood because they are at the foot of Gunung Jerai, the place where the floods occur. Meanwhile, for respondents who were not affected because the source of income was not from cultivation, livestock, and the place of employment was away from Gunung Jerai. Okay, next chart bar is cause affecting source of income. When asked to state the possible cause that affect the source of income, the majority or 23% of respondents state stems from business. Based on the result of the respondent questionnaire, state that some trades had to move to other areas to do business because the previous place of business had been destroyed. For respondents who were in the field of tourism, their business was affected when the number of tourists declined, causing many tour operators to slow down activities in the chalet. Next, the bar is estimate cost of loss incurred. The result of the analysis show that 23% of the respondents experienced a loss cost below 2,000. Meanwhile, 11% respondents state that the estimate cost of loss was 2,001 until 4,000, followed by 10% of respondents for the estimate cost of loss of 4,000 to 6,000. Only a small number of respondents were the cost of loss is 6,000 to 8,000. above 1%. The remaining 52% of respondents did not suffer any loss after the disaster. The cause of this loss incurred in generally related to the agriculture, livestock and business sector. Okay, although respondents state that their income was directly affected after the disaster, they also state that at this time they also state that at this time they have no other choice, do not want to change the type of employment other than continuing operation in chalet or by modifying the scale of agriculture operation livestock to cope with difficult that occurred. That's all for me. Thank you.
The conclusion is the government as the governing body needs to solve a problem and take full responsibility for addressing the problem. Therefore, the government needs to ensure that everything that has been planning can be implemented by the local authorities. In conclusion, in-depth study, accurate observation, and thinking about natural phenomena needs to be mobilization and intensive in an effort to gain knowledge, information in society. Thank you.
The example of the survey form which we are used to survey the respondent in Mukim.
1%.
From Kampung Perigi.